So I just want to do a quick review of the Renthal Fatbar 35. So these are the oversized clamp diameter, so the 35mm clamp diameter, as opposed to the old standard which was 31.8mm. So I've always run the Renthal Fatbar. I like the back sweep, I like the up sweep, I like the reliability. So coming from a motocross background, you know they've been punished and been put through the ringer. They've done their R&D and years and years and years of improving, and when they come over to mountain bikes it was a no-brainer. So I've run them for years and years and years. I've never bent one or broken one. They're really good. They've taken heaps of hits. That was in the 31.8. So when I got this Trek, it comes with an oversized stem, and you can't really swap the stem out because of the knock block system, or you can, but it's a bit of a hassle. So 35mm clamp diameter. I went straight for the Renthals, got rid of the Bontrages. The Bontrages were fine, but I just wanted to go with what I could trust and what I knew. So got these on, and instantly the front end felt so stiff. It took quite a while to get used to that pounding you get through your arms. So they're obviously stiff, they're obviously stronger. I'm assuming they've designed them to still have a little bit of flex, but there's definitely not the same flex as what the 31.8 diameter bars have. So for these, I feel like they're probably more suited to a heavier rider / more aggressive rider, or a combination of both, so heavy and aggressive. The lighter bars, I guess they'd flex a bit more under a heavier rider, so this is kind of a good progression to go the 35mm clamp diameter stem with the bar. So it's a good upgrade if you're big, heavy, and like to go fast, and just don't want your bars flexing. These bars have been super strong. I've clipped them a couple of times. Had a couple of reasonably big crashes on them. No problems. There's no real marks on them or anything. I've cut them down to 760. The roll is good. Now with these bars, with all bars, I've spoken about it before on a video. When you're setting up your roll, you'll have hugely different characteristics on the bike depending on where your bars are, whether they're rolled more forward or more backwards towards you. The way I set it up, I've spoken about it before, I just set it up so the sweep of the bar is in line, more or less in line with the rake of your fork, so the angle of your fork. From there you can tune it forwards and backwards obviously, but that's kind of a good starting point. Anyway, back to the bar. Super strong. I'm probably on my next bike, I'm going to go just a 31.8 clamp again, because they're just too stiff for me. I've gotten used to it now, but I have a vivid memory of how rough it was at the start when I first put them on, and I've obviously adapted to that now. But I think there's more benefits, especially the long runs. If you're doing runs all day and your hands are getting beat up on rough tracks, you don't want this stiffness. You want a little bit of flex there. Now the 35mm clamp diameter carbon bars that they make, I know Raceface do a really good one where they've engineered some flex into it. Obviously Envy do good bars where they engineer flex in the right places and whatnot. But for alloy, I think the 31.8, unless you're a heavy guy or girl and you're charging really hard. So yeah, Fatbar 35, probably not for me. I'm not maybe strong enough, I'm not heavy enough, and I'm not aggressive enough on the front to really warrant having that extra stiffness. So if you're thinking about upgrading, have a think about it. It is going to make the front end a lot stiffer, and I don't mean stiffer as in it doesn't deviate. I mean it's stiffer as in you feel a lot more through your arms. So when I'm going through rough stuff, I've got to relax a lot more to absorb those hits. It will absorb them, but my arms are taking more of the impact than the bars are. So, and that was a big noticeable factor when I first put them on. So definitely worth having a think about if you're thinking of maybe going a thicker bar for that extra stiffness or whatnot. But the Renthals in the 31.8 are killer. I've always liked them. In the 35, it's not for me. So next bike, or even if I change the stem on this one, I'll be going back to a 31.8. I might try some different bars as well. I might try the maybe the Raceface or the Nuke Proof. I know the Nuke Proof have got a I think it's a it's a 6-degree up sweep and maybe a 9-degree back sweep. I think it'll be too much, but it wouldn't hurt to try it and just see how it feels. So that's the Sam Hill edition. But for now, I'll stick with the Renthals and yeah, be mindful of that stiffness. It will majorly affect the ride. So that's it.